YouTube? Colossal Tugboat here with another Madden 21 franchise rebuild. Today, we're going to do the Patriots. We're going to use a custom coach too, because obviously Bill Belichick's not in this game. So we're going to go with good old Mike Oxlong here to lead the Patriots into the next 5 years of the future. So starting off, let's take a look at the roster. I'm going to be honest, I really haven't looked at this team. So looking at the roster, we got Cam Newton here, 78 overall star quarterback. Should be a stud for the Patriots. Definitely for us in the sim, because I can't tell you how many times this guy has won or almost won MVP in the seasons that I've simmed so far, which is just incredible. Behind him, Brian Hoyer and then Jarrett Stidham. Brian Hoyer will be probably gone after this year. He's just too old. Stidham, we can draft somebody better than Stidham for sure. Running back situation, we got James White, Sony Michel, and Lamar Miller, as well as Rex Burkhead. Our three main backs right around the same overall. I'm going to go ahead and give the nod to Sony Michel because he is the youngest out of all of them, the one with the most upside. They all have star dev. Give him the bulk of the workload, and we'll leave James White as our third down back. I don't really know why they signed Lamar Miller other than for depth, but maybe we can make a trade for him. He might only be on a one-year deal, but I can tell you as far as this running back room, he doesn't really have a spot. He's getting paid nothing, so he shouldn't be too hard to trade in any capacity. Wide receiver spot, Julian Edelman's our number one, which is not very good for us. Marquise Lee is number two. Demir Bird, three. I'm going to move N'Keal Harry up above Bird. Honestly, how old is he? He's 27. We definitely want to give our younger talent some love. Then we have Jeff Thomas and Jacoby Myers. I'm going to move Jacoby Myers up above him too, honestly, because both of them are young and we need all the help we can get. Now, the offensive line will be here with the exception of Marcus Cannon. This entire offensive line is going to be here the entire rebuild. I will pay them practically anything they want because it's so damn hard to find offensive linemen. In free agency, you got to really overpay them, or in the draft, you're throwing darts at a dartboard. So it's not a good time. But we got plenty of young, capable players here. We have Isaiah Wynn, the youngest of all of them, 24 years old, star dev, 79 overall. Be our left tackle for the foreseeable future. If we do find someone who is better and can bring him in, probably move him over to right tackle. It'll just depend on how he develops. And then we got Joe Thuney here, 27 years old, also star dev, 85. He's a solid player. He can really play any position on the line, in my opinion. David Andrews, 84 overall. He's the oldest one, 28 years old. I'm going to bring him back because it's just plain. There's no depth behind them. There's nobody that's going to develop anytime soon before this rebuild's done. So we're going to stick with what we got, ride it out. And Shaq Mason, 27 years old, just super solid. Great offensive line right there in the middle. And then left tackle's not bad. Marcus Cannon, nothing against the guy, but he's 32 years old. Does have 95 strength, absolute beast, but he's not in the long term. So right tackle is definitely a position of need. Again, absolutely no depth behind them. If we wanted to, we could play Yadni Kajus, but we're going to see how far we can get in this first season with this roster, because offensively, outside of wide receiver and tight end, it could be a lot worse. But we have Cam, who can make plays on his feet, hopefully do some good things for us, really help move the ball. Devin Asiasi is the tight end, rookie out of UCLA. Not terrible stats, but we could definitely improve, especially if he doesn't develop well. Behind him, there's really nobody, so it's easy to see why Tom Brady left. They do run a 3-4. Lawrence Guy running the left end or the right end position. Adam Butler is 26 at defensive tackle. We'll definitely keep him around for a couple of years, see how he does. But anybody on this defensive line right here, I'm not long-term committed to. I really like John Simon. He does pretty well for a year or two, but he is normal dev. He's going to be 30, so not somebody we want to get long-term invested into, which brings up we could start Chase Winovich right away. I definitely want to get him as much snaps as possible. How much does John Simon weigh? I'll tell you what, John Simon actually used to play outside linebacker, so we can move him. Since we are in a 3-4, we can move him to left outside linebacker to bring the rush. That way, he's a good player in the sim. The guy we got back there, Copeland's not very good. So he actually went up one overall to an 81. I like that. I was a bit confused on what to do at first, but I do like that a lot. So we got him there. So that's the defensive line outside of Chase Winovich. not much promise. We're going to have to draft it well. Good thing it's not too hard to draft defensive line or even free agency. We can see the options as we progress through the years, but definitely we want to get as much as we can out of Winovich. Defensive back, cornerback, we got Stephon Gilmore, 99 overall, the best corner in the game for sure and in the league. 92 speed with 99 man, 97 zone. I mean, everything's damn near 99. The dude's nuts. 99 awareness. So he will be here, I mean, as long as we can keep him and as long as he doesn't regress horribly. Jason McCourty is 33. He does have star dev. He's 85, but 33 in this game without X Factor, even with X Factor, it's not going to do you much. So we want to get the guys behind him as many reps as we can this year because they're much younger, will be here a lot longer. We have Jonathan Jones, who's 26, star dev, 83 overall. Good stats all around. Should develop just fine. And then also JC Jackson. And Madden franchises last year, he did really well for me. Now, those weren't Sims. As far as a player in Madden, he's a good player. So if you do any fantasy drafts, he's a pretty good pick. And then we'll still have Jason McCourty. He's on the last year of his contract. So we will be saying goodbye to him this year, but we'll keep him on the roster for now, unless we need to make a trade. Linebackers, we got the rookie Josh Uche out of Michigan. Not too bad stats, 86 speed, 90 acceleration, really kind of pop off the charts there. Other than that, definitely a lot we can work on, but we're going to get him started right away. See if we can bump that normal dev up to a star, hopefully in the first year, maybe two. Middle linebackers, not too bad. We got Dante Hightower and Jawan Bentley. He is 30 out of Alabama, star dev. Not too bad of a player. Should be here for most of the rebuild. Actually, a really good player. I don't know why I said not too bad. But 92 tackle, 93 hit power. Dude's got great stats. Been a long-term answer to the middle linebacker position for New England. I would imagine he's probably going to retire a Patriot in real life and in this game, unless he gets greedy and wants a ton of money. And then on his side, we also have young, 24 years old, Jawan Bentley, 77 overall, normal dev. But our linebackers seem to develop quite nicely, so I'm not concerned with his development. As long as he puts out the tackles and everything, he should be fine. And then we got Anthony Jennings, the rookie out of Alabama, also potentially another Dante Hightower for the Patriots in real life, soon to be replacement kind of thing. Definitely needs to develop more. So Hightower's contract, he is in the last year of contract, so it's really going to depend on how much money he wants and what our team's looking like, because this team, as you can tell, needs a lot, especially offensively. And we're going to have to replace a lot defensively. So we're going to see what he wants, and we might be starting Anthony Jennings sooner than we'd like to. And then, of course, we moved John Simon to left outside linebacker. He should do well for us there. Coverage stats aren't going to be that great, 57 and 47, but as far as this being a 3-4 defense, he will be just fine. And then the only thing left to touch on, free safety, Devin McCourty, just like his brother, is 33 years old, but he's 92 X Factor. He has 2 years left on his contract, so he should be on the team for both of those. Salary goes up quite a bit next year, so we might need to make a move on him. We'll figure that out. We'll see how he does. We do have behind him Adrian Phillips, 28 years old, a little bit younger, not as good, but if we do let McCourty go, we can move to that. And then Patrick Chung, 33 years old as well. So there's going to be a lot of turnover on this roster because we're not going to try and be too committed to any one person. Even the kicker. We have 3 kickers on the roster right now. I guess one's a punter, but we don't really know what we're doing. Or I should say the Patriots. I think we have an idea of what we want to do, but the Patriots themselves are kind of lost. So we got the team all sorted out. Let's go ahead and get to the regular season. I don't really want to look at free agents because we're going to have so much turnover on this roster in the next year or two at most. Let's actually take a look at the draft picks, because with that turnover, they did make quite a few trades, obviously trading away Gronkowski after he came out of retirement, several compensatory picks, which fucking Madden doesn't do for you. So we don't have actually as many picks as I don't even see the pick in here for Gronkowski, which is just confusing to me. Since this isn't a super realistic rebuild, I guess we'll go with this. But whenever we get into the realistic rebuild series here in the next couple weeks, we will actually 100% make sure every draft pick that we can is accounted for. Obviously, the compensatory picks that NFL throws out there to the teams that are just kind of bonus picks, we can't generate draft picks in this. So those are going to be exempt. But as far as getting picks, like I said, we don't even have the one for Gronk from Tampa Bay, which is odd. Things like that. We will take care of those on the realistic rebuild. But for now, we're going to go ahead and just stick with this. Big decision season goal. I'm going to go with 7 wins. I think in real life, that 7 wins they don't want. I think they want to get lower than that. But as long as Cam Newton sims the way he sims for everybody else in this game, computer players, then we should be pretty good. Let's go ahead and see where this season takes us. Year 1 on the Patriots rebuild. Let's go ahead and jump to mid-season, see how everything's going, see if we need to make any changes, and I'll catch back up with you. So coming out of week 7, looks like we just picked up a huge win against the 49ers, 35-21. Looks like a big win. We have a player of the week. It is Cam Newton, who threw for 5 touchdowns on 326 yards, was sacked 3 times, and had 2 rushes for 10 yards. It seems to me like he's simming pretty well. I like seeing that. We are 2-4, though. Doesn't seem to be equating to a good record. We are up to an 83 overall, I do see, so we went up 2 overall. Defense and offense actually went up quite a bit. Together, we are not last in the division. That belongs to the Jets. Check out our stats at the about halfway point. Cam Newton, not a ton of yards, 1,500 yards, but does have 15 touchdowns, 5 last game, and 3 INTs. Not too bad from that standpoint. Wish we saw more yards, but I'll take it. Our lead back, Sony Michel, only has about 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. James White, 175, and 1 touchdown. Michel does have 1 fumble. Apparently, Marquise Lee, Amir Bird have both fumbled. Rushing, even though they don't have any rush attempts. Devin Asiasi leading the team with receptions and reception yards with 33 grabs, 361 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So that our rookie is doing quite well. That's good. Demir Bird, 3 touchdowns, 357 yards out of the slot. Marquise Lee coming over from the Jaguars, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Edelman, 3 touchdowns, not too many yards. Former rookie, and N'Keal Harry, not even targeted. Interesting. Blocking, Marcus Cannon, of course, has given up the most sacks. Isaiah Wynn with 3. That's not terrible, but Marcus Cannon, again, needs to be replaced here soon, and he will be. Dante Hightower leading the team with 44 tackles, 4 TFLs, 1 sack, 1 INT, and 2 deflections, which is nice. Does he have any forced fumbles? He has 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery. He's a beast. Stephon Gilmore, 36 tackles, 1 TFL, 3 INTs. That's awesome. Jonathan Jones up there, 36. John Simon with 35. From a TFL standpoint, John Simon is also leading the team with 5. Dante with 4. Lawrence Guy 3. And so on. Let's take a look at our sack numbers. Not very good. Chase Winovich with 1.5. Simon 1, Hightower 1, bunch of 1s, several half sacks, but not very good from the pass rush. Stephon Gilmore again with 3 picks, Hightower 1, Phillips 1, JC Jackson 1, McCourty 1, Patrick Chung 1. That's awesome. And then fumbles for a team, we've forced 5 fumbles. So we're doing pretty good at forcing turnovers. We've covered 3 of them, actually. That's a pretty good percentage. We're doing pretty good at forcing turnovers, and Cash Maluia has a defensive touchdown. You like to see it. Rookie out of Wyoming. So that's the team at the halfway point. Not very good, but can be expected. Take a look at our players who want a new contract. Dante Hightower is definitely playing his way onto the team for a few more years. He wants a 3-year deal. I'll probably make that happen for him. Jason McCourty, we've already said our goodbyes. However, we need to get this offensive line locked up. Let's go ahead. Offer him 5-year deals. Joe Thuney wants more money. David Andrews, do a 3-year deal with you. He's happy, so that's good. JC Jackson, we want to bring back. Only 24 years old, 5 years. Bring him back the entire rebuild. He wants more money. We can make it work. James White, I think I'm going to let James White go. We can pay Lamar Miller a lot less. And honestly, he's a year older, but get the same kind of production out of Lamar Miller. John Simon, I don't want to pay you that kind of money. I am sorry. I do like you in real life, but we got a lot more we need to work on. Lawrence Guy, I will pass. Lamar Miller, we will probably come back on. Cam Newton, not doing too bad for us. The jury's still out on Cam. Let's see what kind of a pick we get. Let's see how he does at the end of the year, because the touchdowns are there, but the yards really aren't. And let's see how that all kind of plays together. Marquise Lee, I feel like we should bring back just to have some kind of a player. I'm going to wait on it, though. Adam Butler, we'll have to get to later, but we could probably bring him back. He doesn't want a ton of money for 2 years. I don't think that's a bad deal at all. But, I mean, honestly, man, there's just not much else here that we really want to take a stab at. Let's try and lock up Lamar Miller real quick. He wants longer. We'll probably just let them both hit free agency then, because I don't want to pay that for James White. So JC Jackson wants more money. We will get him. David Andrews has been re-signed. Joe Thuney, we will get re-signed. And Dante Hightower, let's go ahead and drop him a 3-year deal. he's happy. So we got our middle linebacker shored up. We'll get the offensive line set up, taken care of. We can figure out a running back situation whenever. We can find anybody at any point. I'm not worried about it at all. I'm not going to pay either one of them. We'll take a look at our quarterback at the end of the year, see if we can probably do better in the draft or if we want to extend Cam Newton. So let's go ahead and sim to the playoffs, see where this team ends up, and see what happens. Well, we did not make the playoffs, and we lost week 17 by 10 points to the Jets. That's not good. Team did not really develop much after those first few weeks. We finished 7-9, not last place. I mean, I guess if you want to be glass half full type person, we tied for the division lead with a 3-way tie. Not a great year, obviously, but I think 7-9 is about as good as the Patriots should do with this roster, in my opinion. Maybe a little bit better because of the defense. I could kind of see 8-8, but that offense. Cam Newton, 7th in NFL passing yards, 1st in touchdowns. Cam Newton's a sim god in this game. Whatever you do, if you sim franchises, make sure Cam Newton is your quarterback. 4,400 yards. This dude was on the freaking doorstep of retirement at the end of last year, and he's just balling out. So with no receivers, no tight ends, no nothing. 4,400 yards, 44 touchdowns, 17 picks. Picks are a little bit high, but I mean, with 44 touchdowns, you're going to be kind of hard-pressed to complain. Only sacked 28 times. Not too bad. Sony Michel ended up with 845 yards, 7 touchdowns. James White, 482 with 4. Running game turned it on second half of the season for sure, because first half I was a bit worried, but didn't do too bad. Want to see more yards out of Michel as the lead back. Receiving, Julian Edelman resurrected his career post Tom Brady with 78 catches, over 1,000 yards, and 15 touchdowns. Easily Cam Newton's favorite target. That is insane. I am shocked at that. Damiere Byrd, almost 1,000 yards with 9 touchdowns. Devin Asiasi in his rookie year, 77 catches, 855 yards, and 8 touchdowns. That is a fantastic year. Unfortunately, I have this feeling he's going to get snubbed on the Offensive Rookie of the Year vote. I doubt he even makes the list just because he's a tight end. Maybe I'll be surprised, but it's going to be really hard to get dev traits for our rookies. Marquise Lee led the team with 81 catches. However, had 773 yards, 6 touchdowns. Still a solid year, honestly, for a number 2 receiver. I wouldn't be too mad about that, especially the other guys on the team balled out. And N'Keal Harry finished with 3 catches, 37 yards on the season. Only played 25 downs. I thought he would play more than that. I guess he still was 4th string. I meant to move him over Bird. Sack department, Marcus Cannon killed us. Everybody else, not too bad. I can tolerate those after what I've seen so far. 114 tackles for Dante Hightower, 8 TFLs, 3 sacks, 2 INTs, 8 deflections, and then those 2 fumbles. Dude absolutely killed it this year, earned himself a new contract. We're happy to have him back. Patrick Chung in second place with just shy of 100 tackles at 99 with 3 TFLs, 1.5 sacks, 3 INT. That is awesome. TFLs, John Simon led the team with 11. Adam Butler with 9. 8 for Hightower, 8 for Winovich. Sacks, again, clearly the weakest point of this team. John Simon led with 4. Dante with 3, Winovich 3, Lawrence Guy 2, Juwan Bentley 2. So sacks are definitely, we need edge rushers, whether it's on the defensive line, linebackers, I don't care. We need all the help we can get. We are forcing a shitload of turnovers. Stephon Gilmore with 5 INTs on the year. Patrick Chung with 3. Dante Hightower with 2. Adrian Phillips with 2. Jonathan Jones 1. So that right there, 5, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Quick maths. That is 16 INTs on the year. That's the most I think I've seen out of all these rebuilds so far. And Josh Uche with 3 forced fumbles. Sack number not as good as we want. I guess I didn't make sure he's actually rushing the passer. We need to do that year 2 for sure. But 3 forced fumbles is insane, honestly. Dante with 2, JC Jackson 2, Devin 1, then Cash Malawia. So we had 16 picks, and then we have 5, 7, 8, 9 fumbles, 4 recoveries. So we forced 20 turnovers on the season. So this defense is definitely capable of big plays. But getting to the pass rusher, we definitely need some help. Let's check out actually how our kicker did. Because Justin Rohrwasser went 13 of 15 on field goals. Had the 2 that he missed blocked, so that's not too bad. Extra point went 100%. We can keep him around. He seems pretty accurate. 9th offensively in yards and 28th in defensive yards. Check out the yearly awards. Matt Ryan edged us out for freaking MVP, of course. I just wanted one MVP winner. Drew Brees, Ryan Tannehill, a couple people behind them. Second place on the MVP vote. I will take that. We did not get close for Coach of the Year. Everybody on that list had better records. Cam Newton is your Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC. We got at least an award, so that is really good to see. Defensive Player of the Year went to Von Miller. We had Dante Hightower make the list. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Justin Herbert. Apparently he sims well for everybody else except for us. Devin Asiasi, surprising me, made 5th on that list. So that still have this fucking bug in this game. I mean, the amount of times I've seen something like this happen. Last Madden, it was Michael Crabtree. I've seen in this Madden, Nigel Bradham wins Defensive Rookie of the Year half the time. I mean, come on. Get your shit together, EA. This is just bad. So we have a list of all rookies except for one. Luckily, he didn't win. Otherwise, it'd just be a shit show. Logan Wilson wins Defensive Rookie of the Year for the AFC. Josh Uche, even though he didn't play as much as we wanted him to, finished 5th also. Just imagine if he would have actually played as much as we really wanted him to. Cam Newton, best QB. Julian Edelman, with the amazing numbers he had, best wide receiver. And then even Demir Bird made the list. We should have a person or two, maybe not, on offensive line. Defensive line, I'm not expecting any defensive achievements except for Dante Hightower. Stephon Gilmore actually did have a great year, so him, and then Patrick Chung was on there. Came in 10th on best kicker. So all in all, we had a good show out at the awards. All for nothing, though, because we didn't make the playoffs in year one. 3-way tie for first place, but we got the raw end of that. So we will go ahead and sim to the Super Bowl. I don't really care too much about our Pro Bowl. I already checked the yearly awards. Super Bowl 54 is going to be Panthers versus Browns. I would really be shocked if that happened. And Matt Rule and Kevin Stefanski's first year as head coaches. And Matt Rule won a Super Bowl in his first year of NFL coaching. For all of you kids out there that are dreamers, just remember, anything can happen. We need to lock up Joe Thuney, give him a little bit more money. He is back, so he will be here all 5 years. That was his contract. J.C. Jackson, definitely all 5 years. Just give him a little boost there. He's not interested in signing. Are you kidding me? I don't want to put the franchise tag on him. We'll go after him hard in free agency. I mean, I want to do everything I can to bring that guy back because it's crucial to the development of this team, in my opinion. Lamar Miller, like I said, we're not going after either of those running backs. John Simon went up to a star dev. He is 30, 77 overall. He went down to a 1-year deal, so I actually do think I'm going to re-sign him. Just kidding. He doesn't want to come back. So if I franchise tag him, it's way, way, way too much. So that sucks. Cam Newton, up to a superstar. Let's go ahead and throw him an offer. He doesn't want to be here either. So we're going to be starting fresh. Marquise Lee, I mean, at this point, we're just kind of going to completely overhaul the roster. We're going to let every single person who didn't sign with us walk. We'll see if we can try. Since we're not really re-signing anybody, we need to pursue J.C. Jackson hard, see what quarterbacks are out there, which probably isn't going to be anybody. We might even upgrade at running back instead of Sony Michel, go for like a Kamara or whoever's there, because I'm sure they haven't fixed anything yet, because why would they? We got $77 million. We got a lot we can play with. Kamara's got no bids, and he's a superstar. Marcus Williams, we still have Devin McCourty there. He regressed down to an 89, so he should be good for us this year. And then we do have Adrian Phillips. I think we can pass on that. I don't really need him. So week 1 of free agency, we are trying to secure the bag, help fill out the positions that we need. We are trying to sign Alvin Kamara. Nobody's really going after him. He did well in the sim with the Chargers. And I'm not really too high on Sony Michel, honestly. So his contract should be up after this season, maybe next at the latest. He might have a 5th-year option even. But if we can get Kamara, I would rather have him over Michel. I think he's going to help the offense a lot more. Now, that being said, we'll probably keep Sony Michel for the remainder of this year and next if he's on contract for that, because he could definitely do more of the power running. He would just be more of just the power back. Alvin Kamara would do everything else. So I like that fit here. I did decide I'm going to try and get Marcus Williams. He just doesn't have anybody offering him anything. So if we get him, we can try trading Devin McCourty, because that's a huge contract that we don't really want. And Adrian Phillips is going to be up after this year, going to be turning 30. I'd rather just get the youth now. It was a 5-year deal, so we'll have him locked up the whole rebuild. We did go after Chidobe Awuzie, however you say his name. It's not a very strong offer, like not much better than what the Raiders have, but I would really like to have him because Gilmore has just a couple more years left, and he can help shore it up if we don't get J.C. Jackson. If we somehow end up getting them both, that'd be dope. But I'm not too optimistic on it. There's only a year age difference in between the two of them, and honestly, J.C. Jackson wants more money. I guess over another year longer, but we'll see what happens. I just threw them both an offer in case one of them doesn't accept, but maybe the other one does. Tyus Bowser, right now we have Anthony Jennings over there starting. Not bad, but Tyus Bowser would give us an immediate lift even if we do continue to start Anthony Jennings. And then we went for a cheap defensive tackle who is better than Bo Allen. Jonathan Hankins should be very good for us. I don't see many people going after him. He is 29, but it's only a 1-year deal, so it shouldn't be too bad. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out. So Jonathan Hankins decided to come in. Both of our cornerbacks declined, which doesn't really surprise me, and I'm kind of okay with because we would have been paying them a lot of money. Alvin Kamara did accept our offer. That's probably the biggest one, so that's good. And then Tyus Bowser is coming in. Now, Marcus Williams is still out there unaccounted for, and the bids are absolutely pouring in for him. Let's see what other cornerbacks are available. Nickel Roby Coleman, not bad. Pierre Desir. So we put in offers for Charvarius Ward. He's only 25. He's a 79. He does have normal dev. I would have liked a better solid option, but I don't think he'd be too bad. And he's young, just as young as J.C. Jackson was. He is a man-to-man corner because we still have Jonathan Jones in the slot. And this defense, I think he'll be fine. And then we did end up getting Marcus Williams. I'm ashamed to say how much I paid for him, but I really wanted him on the team. Isaiah Wynn, we're definitely going to extend the 5th-year option on him to keep him around as long as we can and then get him signed to a contract after that. And then we do have another one. Like I said, I think this is Sony Michel. He'll be due for an extension next season. I'm going to decline his because I don't want to pay that money for him whenever we just got Alvin Kamara, because I'm not sure what we're going to do with him yet. We still have $43 million left to work with. There's not really much else. I mean, there is more that we need, but do we go with the superstar Cam Newton, who's going to sim and probably win a Super Bowl or two? Or do we go with Josh Rosen? No, we only go with Josh Rosen if we have an established offense. I only want Cam for a 1-year deal. We'll give him the best offer he's got right there. If he doesn't accept it, we'll go into the we'll go into the draft looking for a quarterback. We could definitely use Cam around for at least 1 more year. So let's hope he accepts that. He didn't. I'm curious as to where he went. So we are in the market for a quarterback. Jarrett Stidham is our current starter. We have a first-round pick. I think the only other round we have double picks in is the 5th or 6th. So we're going to need to get looking. Curious to see our draft positioning. We got the 7th overall pick. Not bad. Washington football team up at number 1. So we will go ahead and look here, see what we can pull off, and I will catch you in the recap. All right, so we shipped off Devin McCourty. No longer need him thanks to Marcus Williams coming in, and a 5th-round pick for the Ravens. Upcoming first-round pick this year. And we don't have anything here at quarterback. So draft recap coming out of the year 1 draft. We didn't do too bad for all the picks we tried. And then there was a couple picks we really missed on. So our first pick was Stanley Hawkins, right in, 76 overall. I think we took him as 7th. He was ranked at like 10, something like that. Not too far off. Got a good player who will help come in. We're actually going to switch him to left end because that's what the power rusher scheme fits for him. So we're going to move him over to left end because we already have Winovich at right end. So that's going to work out well. Then we took with the other first round pick, we got Matt Bolden. He is a 73 normal, 21 years old. Got good stats. We will be able to probably move him to like middle linebacker or something because I'm not thrilled with how Juwan Bentley did. We'll find a spot for him, maybe even right outside linebacker if we decide to switch schemes, which I'm not 100% sure on yet because that defense forced a lot of turnovers last year. Strong safety, Eli Ricard, we took in the 2nd round with our first pick. Was a 72 overall normal, not too bad, 22 years old. Should be all right. I can't remember Kyle Duggar's overall. He might be a hair ahead of him, but definitely whichever one's higher, we're going to start over Patrick Chung. That draft took forever because I was just flip-flopping the whole time. Then we took defensive tackle, Riley Lampman. Not a great pick here. I was hoping for something better, especially in the 2nd round. He did not go to the combine. He told Roger Goodell to piss off. So I usually always take those guys, and it usually always works out. This guy is just completely average. 93 strength's pretty good. Even the block shedding's not great. So with some work, he might turn into something good, but a little bit disappointed with that pick. And then the most notable pick of the draft was this guy right here, putting all my eggs in the basket of Graham Clifton here. One of the best combines I saw out of all the quarterbacks. Now, I will show that all the quarterbacks you can see from the first overall pick, all of them were undrafted. Their projection may have been first, second, third, fourth, whatever. They were all undrafted talent. There was not a single good quarterback in this draft. So it was like throwing darts at a dartboard, blindfolded, like I've said before. But I just went with the guy with the best combine at that point. He was a scrambler. The accuracy, not very good. Throw power, 87 is not terrible, but it's not good by any means. It does have 81 speed, 81 change of direction. It's not good. And then we rebounded kind of nicely in the third round with Damon Bankston, wide receiver out of Alabama. 90 speed, 85 catching, 88 acceleration. Got some good stats. Need to work on the medium and deep route running. Not a bad player by any means at all. 71 overall. And then the steal of the draft, we got Timmy Harden here with a hidden dev, 75 overall, 21-year-old rookie out of Oregon State, 82 speed, 84 catch. Solid player for us. Hopefully more than solid. Hopefully he's a great player. He's not big enough to really be claimed the next Gronkowski, but for the purpose of being the Patriots, let's hope it's the next Rob Gronkowski. Took another wide receiver, just kind of trying to fill out that offense. We lost several receivers in free agency and retirement, like Julian Edelman. So we took DeMar Branch here, 70 overall, 89 speed. Not too bad. I mean, it's a solid pick for the fourth round, 70 overall. Marquise Baker, again, just kind of trying to fill out depth. 67 overall, and then Trevor Hutton, kind of trying to take the best player available at that point to help out the team in any way I can. And then I was just said, fuck it with the last pick and was trying to maybe get someone better than Graham Clifton, which I guess overall wise, he's better, but he's still bad. Marcus Caver, same throw power, just as bad accuracy, about 2 points higher. Was hoping we get the next Tom Brady. Maybe Marcus Caver can turn into something. Highly unlikely for this first year of our rebuild. So that'll be the end of year one. We're sitting here at preseason for year two, ready to start it off. That will be coming into the next episode, wrapping up years 2 through 5. I got some feedback. It seems like most people kind of enjoy it that way. It's one nice little sit down instead of trying to have to piece it together. Maybe have to stop and take a break for a while with an hour and a half long video. So I really enjoyed that feedback. I appreciate it. Anything else I can do better, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, that's going to do it for this video. Be sure leave a comment at the bottom. Let me know how you're thinking of these rebuilds, how it's going. Let me know anything I can do better. Maybe even give me some more suggestions on who to do next. I'm kind of just picking blind here. I kind of have an idea, working with a buddy of mine, trying to figure out how to select the next team. I think might be a good option. But for right now, just let me know in the comments who you want to see. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you can see whenever the videos get posted. That would be awesome. Follow all the social media links below. Follow me on Twitch, Facebook page, Twitter, all that stuff. I post all my updates on there and I live stream on Twitch, obviously. We're sponsored by Raise Energy. Be sure and check them out. Product of Rep Sports. They are fantastic. I love every single one of their energy drinks. My personal favorite is Baja Lime. They are 0 calories, 0 artificial dyes, all that nasty stuff, 0 sugars. By far my favorite energy drinks. I can't drink stuff like Monster, Red Bull, stuff like that anymore. I used to in high school, but can't do it anymore. These hit the spot. They're delicious. They don't taste like crappy energy drinks. Really enjoyed working with them. Continue that sponsorship and be very, very happy for that. So without further ado, I think that's all I got on year one. We're going to go ahead and do year 2 through 5 in the next episode, and I'll see you then.